So I think for us, what happened, as Nikan mentioned and Elisa mentioned, we were sort of tasked with being the media team for the family, and this case was not being covered widely. It was just there was very local news specifically that might have been talking about it, but we know that media pressure, could encourage or law enforcement to again take action in a timely way. And even after Susan was arrested, it was important to keep the case in the media. So it just didn't look, again, it could be years otherwise until a trial happens or and again, we, because of Stand Your Ground, and as we know, there was the Trayvon Martin case, you all may remember this, we there's a precedent for people getting off using that law. So we were worried about that. But as Nikan said, 2 months later, when the lawyer sent us the body camera footage, and it came in a jumble on a thumb drive. They sent it to us, and they were like, "Can you go through this?" I mean, they were inundated with other things. Can you go through this and just see if there's anything in here we could use for the trial or for the media? And Nikan looked at it first, and then he was like, "I've never seen anything like this." First of all, it was a mess, but also there was so much of it. And usually with police body camera footage, you might only see the day of the incident or the night of. And when I looked at it, I also couldn't believe the amount of material there was, and we didn't understand why. And I used to be an editor, so again, I like to say I was the AE on this project as well, the first AE, because we had another. But I spent a couple of weeks with Nikan stringing it out in a timeline, and we had to organize it, put it in chronological order. We had to sync all the cameras because there were layers of them. The police, without unintentionally function, like they were like multi-camera on the ground. Mm-hmm. But we realized that it went back 2 years, and in this 2 years they caught the community again unintentionally, but you see the community as they were before. And usually with these stories, and unfortunately they happen so often in our society, gun violence, etc., you only see the aftermath. You don't get to see what the community was like before, and you see this beautiful multiracial community living together, loving each other, raising kids together, and had this one outlier and her access to a gun, who brought her biases, her issues, her anger, her hatred to, and then her access to a gun, how it changed everything. So that's when we thought the footage is really what sparked the idea that it was a bigger, longer story to tell.